Welcome back. It's day number 2 of World Dairy Expo. We are enjoying beautiful weather. We're out on the balcony here at the Alliance Energy Center, and you'll hear a lot of activity behind us as the World Dairy Expo well underway. We're very happy to have with us from DMI. We have Paul Rovey, chairman of DMI, and also Jim Montel, an executive with DMI. We have a lot to talk about as far as what's going on with the dairy industry with partnerships and promotions to get the dairy message out to increase dairy product sales. And Paul, let's start right there. I mean, just a number of success stories, and you look at who you have partnered with. I mean, some of the big names, some of the biggies that are out there, and it has worked very well.
They work extremely well, and we've realized that working through our partnerships, we can really add to the benefit and to the drive of our checkoff dollar. We realized a long time ago that we don't have enough money to spend in these aspects, and so we work with these partners and some big ones, the Domino's, the McDonald's, and they're formed very good relationships with them, and they are spending a tremendous amount of their money on the innovations that we're bringing to the table with them. A small amount of our dollars driving a tremendous amount of their dollars, and everybody benefits, and particularly the dairy producer, because then we're driving new sales and increased sales.
Because once you enter into a partnership, a coalition with a McDonald's or with a Domino's, it's then in their best interest too for everything to succeed, so they are going to put more into it.
Absolutely, yeah. It's on issues that they see as very necessary in their business, and we realize and we show them the opportunity that dairy can bring to their business, and the increased sales, and so it benefits them. They utilize this aspect of it, and then we benefit because it increases the dairy sales and increases innovation to the dairy products that then other companies then use. And that's one of the other real benefits, that we don't have to work with everybody. We just work with the market leaders or the leaders in that industry, and then the other people that are their competitors or other opportunities have to somewhat mimic or follow along. And so we get that overspill just by working with the leaders in the industry.
The exposure you get from hooking up with McDonald's and Domino's, people like that, and the NFL, we'll talk about that in just a moment. I mean, you just, like you say, you couldn't buy that kind of exposure.
No, that's exactly right. We don't have enough money, and so we form these partnerships so that we can extend our dollars and have a bigger, better, faster program that gets us further down the road.
Give us some examples of how it's worked with the McDonald's, with the Domino's, and how you measure the success of those partnerships.
Well, we measure the success by the increase in sales in those aspects of the thing. Some of the successes, like in a Domino's, the increased amount of cheese that is consumed on pizza, the kind of the rebirth of pizza, because as we change the Domino's model by adding more cheese and having a different style of pizzas, it has driven tremendous amount of cheese sales. And McDonald's doing the coffees and putting the milk into the lattes and all those things helps drive a tremendous amount of fluid. And so other companies also do that same thing, and it just really helps to drive those sales.
How do you target those kind of partnerships, or where you want to partner up, and is that an ongoing process?
Yeah, we continue with the partnerships that we formed, but we're always looking for new, really good partners that will help. The partnerships has to benefit dairy, and those partners have to be willing to spend their money on this thing. It isn't a case of, hey, you know what, we're coming looking for a check. It's a case of, we're going to partner with you, we're going to spend some money, we're going to be a catalyst, we may be the nucleus of the thing, but you guys on the other side are going to spend some of your money after the same goal.
And the innovation there, and you touched on this, but I know being at your meeting the last few years, I've been amazed at whether it's a McDonald's or a Domino's, to not just continue or to increase use of dairy products and existing products, but to develop new menu items, new uses for your products. That's huge.
That's one of our big focuses is what can we do, how can we innovate, how can we help those companies innovate so that we get new uses and new opportunities to increase sales, because we continue to produce more dairy, and dairy is great for the nutrition, and it's a nutritious, dense food, good for people, and so consequently everybody wins in those aspects.
Which kind of leads us right into this next segment. I'm sure people have seen or heard about the Fuel Up to Play 60 campaign. Jim Montel is with us from DMI. And Jim, with the increased attention now and focus on healthier lifestyles, especially with our kids, and trying to get them more exercise, and nutrition is such an important factor here, get more nutrition in their diets. This Fuel Up to Play 60 campaign has moved right in there to connect and bring together dairy with that effort. And there are those that are trying to eliminate milk from kids' school lunch menus and things like that. This shows the importance of why we need dairy in those young diets.
The Fuel Up to Play 60 program is a coalition between government, dairy farmers, as well as the National Football League. What the National Football League brings up to Fuel Up to Play 60 obviously is star power and the interest of motivating the children to be involved not only in exercise but to be involved in understanding the nutrition and their nutrition needs. The National Dairy Council has been over 100 years involved in schools and trying to deliver a nutritional message. But this new Fuel Up to Play 60 is very exciting for all the partners because it brings a lot of new things to the partnership. We're in 70,000 schools. We bring players to the school as rewards for children. We bring NFL signed memorabilia for those who achieve certain desired nutrition and exercise goals. It continues to drive what we believe to be the next generation of consumers and a very strong affection for dairy.
I was going to say it's important for those kids to have dairy in their diets now, but you also want to create the habits of having dairy in their diet as they grow up.
Yeah, it continues to be an opportunity for dairy to build lifelong consumers, and we believe by getting a great dairy experience in an environment like Fuel Up to Play 60 in the school system where a significant amount of food is consumed by children today, not only in breakfast but in lunch, and then some after school snacking opportunities. It's a great way for kids to have a great experience, not just with milk, but also with pizza. We have, with partnerships with Domino's, we have a pizza called Smart Slice, and Smart Slice is a healthier pizza that meets all the dietary guidelines as well as delivers on great taste. So when you think about Fuel Up to Play 60 and the dairy farmers' involvement in schools, it's a long-term project, and it is a long-term project that we believe will continue to build long-term dairy consumers.
And really capitalizing on the huge popularity and success of the National Football League.
We have contracts, obviously, with all the 32 teams. We have a relationship, a partnership with the National Football League. But when you talk about local teams, that's where the real fan affiliation comes from. So it's very important that our local state and regions, the local staffs, utilize our team contracts and our team personnel and our team assets. They take those assets into the schools, and at the schools, the kids really get motivated and very excited to be part of a nutrition exercise program that includes dairy and the National Football League, and it drives a lot of excitement and a lot of going the extra mile by the students and the teachers.
Paul, anytime there's a checkoff program, producers want to know, where are my checkoff dollars going? What are they being used for, and how do I benefit from that investment? And you certainly have a lot of successes. Some we've touched on. There are many more that you can go back to producers and say, here's what your checkoff dollars are doing for you.
That's absolutely right. And we really look at it that we don't want to just spend their checkoff dollar, our checkoff dollars. We want to spend our checkoff dollars to bring many more additional dollars to the table to help drive dairy sales. And that's what DMI is doing, is bringing a tremendous amount of other people's money to the table to help our checkoff dollars be extended bigger and better and faster.
Now, you said you're always looking for new opportunities and new partnerships that are out there. Success usually breeds success, right? I mean, as you said, others want to get involved in something like that.
Yeah, we have people coming to the table saying, hey, how can we be involved with you, and how can we play and become a partner with DMI? And so we continue to look at that and see where we can broaden our things. But we do have limited budgets because the monies are very finite, and so we look at those partnerships in very close scrutiny to make sure that it's a good spend for our checkoff dollars with these partners. But we continue to look for them, and we're going to continue to help drive those dairy sales.
And Jim, with the emphasis on nutrition in the diet, and we've seen the controversy over flavored milks and things like that. It's very important to stand up and say, hey, dairy plays an important part in a nutritious diet.
Yeah, and as far as chocolate milk's concerned in schools, there's a major reformulation project going across the industry where we're taking out sugar as well as calories out of chocolate milk and trying to deliver a product that meets the nutritional needs as well as the taste needs. Because again, you know, we're talking to somebody. It's no, you can put milk in front of them and ask them to drink it, but unless it tastes good, they really will shy away. So it's very important that chocolate milk stay in schools because it is the best tasting milk experience that kids are going to get with fluid milk.
Then tie the exercise into it for a well-rounded program.
It's all about exercise, calories in, calories out, and as well as what needs to come with those calories in is a balanced nutrition, and dairy delivers the 9 essential nutrients.
All right, Jim, Montel, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, Rovey, thank you, and it's exciting to see the success you've had, and I know you hope it's just the tip of the iceberg. Hope.
Absolutely, yeah. That's the bright thing, and it's always exciting to see the new and new opportunities and new innovations in the dairy.
A lot of new products out there as well.
Absolutely, yep. It's exciting to see that because we know that that'll help drive sales.
That's the bottom line. All right, Paul Rovey, chairman of DMI. Thanks for joining us, guys, here at the World Dairy Expo. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to look at proposals to reform dairy policy in this country. Where do we go from here? What's the status of that? We'll get an update. Stay with us from Madison, Wisconsin. This is AgriTalk.